A big hello, welcome to Sriram IAS, myself KC Base, and we will talk about some important issues, general discussion in modern India. So let's today discuss about the advent of Gandhi and his mobilization with the peasant and workers. So after 1915, when Gandhi came to India, and then what the ways that he had taken the initiative of movement in India, and primarily the Gandhi was actually having the good faith in the British sense of justice, and at the same time you will find that the Gandhi's position in India was not so as a big leader, even a peasant leader, but Gandhi had done tremendous work in South Africa, and his experiment with both the politics, that is the moderate politics and extremist politics in South Africa, was greatly acknowledged. His successful endeavor with the experiment of Satyagraha was well known to the world, and that is the reason why the Gandhi's technique of mass mobilization would be tested here on the high ground of India. So initially, when Gandhi came to India, 9th January 1915, so Gandhi went to meet Gokhale. 9th January 1915, we have NRI Day. And Gandhi went to meet Gokhale. So Gokhale, a seasoned politician, if you look at the difference in the age, Gokhale born in 1866 and Gandhi born in 1869. So only 3 years of age. And in these 3 years, the actual position, you can understand that Gokhale was seasoned campaigner in India and Gandhi was about to start his journey. So Gandhi started his career as a journalist. I'm giving you very important and very interesting story that when Gandhi went to meet Gokhale, so Gokhale gave two fundamental lessons to Gandhi. First fact that he said, that I am telling you in my own language, that never jump into action before understanding the situation. Means until unless you understand the Indian villages, you should not start the politics. So this is, as a novice of Indian politics, Gandhi was taking very keen lessons from the Gokhale. The first lesson was, never jump into action before understanding the situation. And the second thing, do not join political organization which can influence you. Join the organization which you can influence. So Gokhale suggested, not in hurry to jump in Indian National Congress and to start a leadership. Let us have your own identity before coming to the political horizon of India. So that is what these two lessons was greatly, religiously followed by Gandhi. And then Gandhi was regarded as, Gokhale was regarded as political guru of Gandhi. So you know that after the advent of Gandhi, the one sun was about to rise, and then the sunset, that is Gokhale, 1915, Gokhale died. So legacy of Gokhale, as he was a political guru of Gandhi, was to be carried by Gandhi. So 1915, he started his moderate journey in India, and he was not very keen to join Indian National Congress as suggested. So Gandhi started taking tour of India anywhere, everywhere. So wanted to connect and to understand the Indian villages. So here at this stage, Gandhi, particularly in Uttar Pradesh, the United Province at that time, was obviously it's a political launch pad in India, even today. So United Province, he was taking tour village to village. And then this is a time of the First World War when Gandhi came to India. So obviously the war impact, and surprisingly Gandhi encouraged Indian youth to join the British Army. Gandhi was of the opinion that is how the true statesman should behave, that let us give chance to rectify the mistake. There should not be any weakness from our side, but onus lies on the Britishers. So Gandhi encouraged Indian youth to join the British Army. And he said that Britain is in difficulty. If you help British, British will help you. At the same time, Gandhi was pointing finger to the British that Indians may pull out from the army, then what will be your position? So he was playing with all the tricks and all the methods that a leader should acknowledge. Look, simple thing. Gandhi was having inbuilt character of leadership. He was always firm on any issue. He was having uncompromising attitude and capability to understand psychology of people. And of course, he was a fantastic orator. So these things was having a very inbuilt in the Gandhi. And that is why he was a leader. Then at the same time, his experiments in South Africa as an organizer, as a propagandist, as a journalist, as a fundraiser. So therefore, he was having all the qualities to become a leader. And that is the reason why Gandhi did not take so much of the struggle in the initial phase. And 20 years of the long experiences in South Africa had actually worked in such a way that Gandhi was proving himself that he was here to do something exceptional, which was never before. So when he encouraged youth to join the British Army, look, most of the youths of the villages, they were not knowing the Gandhi. They understood that he is the person who is recruiting ourselves in the military. So the name of Gandhi during this phase was recruitment sergeant. And wherever he goes, there was a long queue to present before the Gandhi. And that is how the Gandhi was also very much admired by the Britishers initially. Look, in South Africa, 1910 Boers War, Gandhi helped British against Dutch. And then he started the ambulance service for the British soldiers. So it was a good relation that between British and the Gandhi. And here British also expected the same thing. So therefore, Gandhi got the title of Kaisar-e-Hind. And Kaisar-e-Hind because of his loyalty to the Britishers. So Gandhi initially was in the mood of cooperation with the Britishers. It was sense of loyalism, the moderate politics it was continued altogether. So 1915-16, the journey that had started. So 1916, there are two big events in which Gandhi was in the center of discussion. And one big event was inauguration of the Banaras Hindu University. And Madan Mohan Malviya invited Gandhi also, along with the Viceroy and along with the President of the session. He was the ruler of Darbhanga. Darbhanga is in Bihar. So he was the President of the session, and the dignified members associated with Central Hindu College Banaras. The founder was N. Besant and other members of the Congress. So the way that he spoke in this meeting, he led the line that in coming generation, in coming period, in coming leadership, who will be the leader and what will be the stooge. So this is why Gandhi was very much encouraged with this type of acknowledgement that he received everywhere. So he was always undeterred. In the book of Louis Fisher, we can see the way that Gandhi discussed in this meeting. It was historic. So here, Gandhi's acknowledgement And then second, the Lucknow session, historic session in which Gandhi participated. And then in this session only, the Zamindar of Champaran, Rajkumar Shukla, invited Gandhi to come to Champaran. And this invitation was big turning event in the life and the history of Indian politics. That in 1917, historic, there was Champaran Satyagraha. So Champaran Satyagraha, it was first experiment made by Gandhi. His experiment with Satyagraha, which is a form of civil disobedience movement in fact. So Champaran Satyagraha 1917. So Champaran, here there was forced cultivation of indigo. There was Tinkatia system. So in Tinkatia system, peasants were forced to cultivate indigo on 3/20 part of the land. This is called Tinkatia system. Forced to cultivate indigo on 3/20 part of the land. This is called Tinkatia system. Land under which indigo was cultivated, the British was taking extra tax called Sarabeshi. Look, coming to the main points, that since indigo was in demand while dyeing the cloth, but after discovery of artificial color in Germany, the demand of indigo had decreased. So therefore, the peasants were reluctant to cultivate indigo. It was not sold in the market. However, the British government was not taking back the extra tax which was imposed on the peasants. So Sarabeshi was continued. And this is the reason why Gandhi interred in Champaran. And before that, the British government had imposed the prohibitory order in Champaran. Gandhi was arrested, but immediately he got the bail. So once Gandhi entered in the political arena, there was such a support from the members of the Congress, particularly all the office bearers of the Congress, Rajendra Prasad, Braj Kishore Prasad, J.B. Kriplani, they all were there with Gandhi. Mahadev Desai came from Champaran, Narhari Parikh along with Mazharul Haq. So they were in this Champaran Satyagraha. So finally, the experiment of Satyagraha, the discussion and debate to come out with the truth. And British government had constituted the Indigo Commission. And finally, Gandhi also became the member of that commission. And this commission agreed that Sarabeshi is optional, means those who will cultivate indigo will pay Sarabeshi, and those who will not pay Sarabeshi. So here, this experiment was very much successful, and British also agreed that 25% of the total illegal collection has to be returned to the peasants. Then 25% of the total illegal collection. So then people asked Gandhi, sir, why don't you ask for the 100% return, as illegal is illegal? Then Gandhi smilingly said that return is not important, but British agreed for the return is very important. Because what is this war of position? What is this struggle? Is the morale of the British versus the resistance of the Indians. So once British agreed to return, British is left demoralized enough, and then in future British will refrain from taking such steps or the mistakes. And that is the reason why it was a struggle of a very different kind. It's not only that Britishers should stop all type of exploitation only by the means of the resistance offered by Gandhi, but at the same time it was a psychological war going on between the British perspective and the rising tendency of the nationalism in India. And British was definitely at the upper hand at this time, but Gandhi step by step was putting the morale of the Indian very high and putting the morale so that British would understand that this is a mistake. So altogether, this is a fundamental formation of Gandhi's resistance. So here, success of Champaran Satyagraha, in which the Gandhi, undisputed leader of peasants, and then you'll find that Rabindranath Tagore, he gave the title of Mahatma to Gandhi. So success of Champaran Satyagraha was a great achievement, not in the sense of the peasants, the mistakes was rectified, addressed by the Britishers by the pressure of Gandhi, but it was a beginning of the movement which rightly should be called as nursery of Indian national movement. So this is one of the strong point of Champaran Satyagraha. Then subsequently in Kheda peasant movement, look, the Kheda peasant movement was another important milestone in the peasant issues in India. Kheda, although Gandhi was not directly involved, but the Satyagraha became the main tools. Very important story, and the fact is that Kheda was a very backward district in Gujarat, and it had suffered from many social and economic disabilities like poverty, like famine, like alcoholism, plague, untouchability. So all kinds of socio-economic disabilities was framed in Kheda. Okay. At the same time, there was a crop failure, or peasants were telling that crop is very less. So peasants wanted to implement the revenue code of the British. So what was the revenue code? That if any year the production is less than 50% of the normal, then peasants were liable to get the exemption from the payment of land revenue. This is the revenue code. This is a manual, and this is a law book. But the way that peasants were asking for rebate or non-payment of land revenue, the British was not agreed, and British said that no, production is more than 50%. So peasants will have to pay the land revenue. So British tried to impose very forceful measure, the forceful process to find out the extraction of land revenue, and confiscation of the properties was also done. But when the issue was raised before the peasant leaders of Gujarat, Narhari Parikh, Ramashankar Vyas, Mohanlal Pandya, and the most importantly, the robust leadership of Vallabhbhai Patel first time appeared in the horizon of the peasant movement, and he was taking direct inspiration from the Gandhi, and they constituted Gujarat Mahasabha. So very soon, this movement was about to spread in entire Bombay. So British government, taking lesson from the Champaran Satyagraha, immediately proposed with the solution that the British would not collect revenue in the current year and the next year in Kheda, and at the same time confiscated land was, or the property was to be returned to the peasants. So this was another big success while dealing with the peasant movement in India. So 1917 Champaran Satyagraha, 1918 Kheda peasant movement, how Gandhi built up the momentum in the nascent nationalist trends in the peasant movement in India. It's not like that the peasant movement had not occurred earlier. It's not like that it was not successful. There was Indigo revolt, there was Pabna revolt, there was Deccan revolt in the second half of the 19th century. But what is so important about this movement, that Gandhi was successful in integrating permanently, I would use the word permanently, in the nationalist sentiments with the peasant movement. And this was a very high time that peasants are the only community which never went away from the nationalist movement till the independence and even shaping it today. So that is how the Gandhi laid the foundation of such a massive support base to the Indian national movement. It was the peasant movement of Champaran and Kheda. So that is what we wanted to talk, that how these two events will gradually aid the foundation stone of the first mass movement, and that is non-cooperation movement. We will see this topic in a separate events. Thank you so much.